Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaged.
Looking, kissing when I really get to clicking, but I'm looking for a sister to revive them when I kiss them. If you want some never, just let me know.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So you might be wondering why I haven't made a video in a couple days, maybe a week or something. And the reason for that is my car's dead, and now this car's dead. So my wife came out here yesterday and it wouldn't start. So the first thing I want to do is just pop her trunk just in case. How do you do this? Just in case we don't have enough battery to pop it later. That's one note. If your battery ever dies or it's about to die, pop your trunk. Don't I mean, you can't get into it. It's electronic and there's no other release valve or pull thing that I know of. Yeah, so her seat's not moving, so obviously it's the battery. But why are batteries dying in these cars? Is she charging something? No. She's got nothing plugged into it. There's no reason the battery should have died in this thing. I mean, the lights get left on or something. That is just crazy. For two batteries to be dead, two separate cars. And like, I'll grant mine was my fault, but hers definitely isn't. And this one is basically how I left it last time you guys saw it. I pulled out these jumper cables because I'm going to try to engineer some sort of solution. So either apparently you can't charge the battery just from these things, or the car just has more than 6 amps of whatever residual draw that it wants to do, that this charger just isn't enough. Yeah, it's only a 6 amp. Now that that's been on for a while, let's see if I can pop the trunk. Oh! It's a miracle. You have no idea how excited I am. Wonder if it'll start. Battery seems solid. You can definitely tell it's charging the battery. So you can see the Harman Kardon that she has, which is the top range one that's like $1,500 option. It actually sounds amazing. Like, I'm not easily impressed, and it sounds really good. No idea why she would have that problem, but let me hook up my jump box. Why was it reading 12? Maybe when the charger is on, it does that. I don't know. So it should be charging the battery. So let's see if it'll fire up. Oh, this is moving. Come on, you can do it. Okay, so yeah, the battery's at 11.7 volts, which obviously isn't going to charge the car. Come on. Oh, I hate when it does this. So it's sitting here cranking and I can't stop it. Or maybe you can hit the button and it'll stop it. Alright, I'm going to try it again. Ah! Yep, just like mine, 13.8. Giving a warning. I don't know what that means. Probably means it's getting too much power. So I don't know if this thing's charging or what, but I'm just going to leave it hooked up for a little bit. Hopefully give her car a little extra boost. Yeah, I know. Alright, we're at 13.9 volts still. Let me turn off her AC. Turn off the screen. Let's get as much charge as we can. Alright, I'm sitting at 14 volts now, but I know as soon as I take it off, the battery's gonna die. Alright, sorry to the guy who always comes on the channel and says how I'm killing the environment, global warming, blah, blah, blah. But I'm gonna leave these two cars running here for probably another 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Hopefully they'll charge up enough to not be a problem. This is the one I'm mostly worried about because without this at least working, we don't have a car. Like I didn't have a car to use. Still 13.9 volts. Alright, her car is holding at 14 volts. I guess that's okay. I think it charges this thing up, so this thing should be good. So it has an alternator check function. I'm gonna try to do that on my car. I tested hers and it came out fine. And it can do this alternator check. Alternator good. That's conclusive. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take her car just around the block just to make sure everything's good. Then I'm gonna back it in and put it on the charger probably overnight, so when she drives it tomorrow it'll be all charged up with a little 6 amp, and hopefully that'll be that. Just wanted to see what kind of battery this was. So it's an 80 amp hour. There's the part number. 118, so it's not old or anything. Okay, my car's still running, so I'm not gonna go around the block. I'm just gonna drive up and down the street a little bit. So we're sitting at 14.1 volts. Okay, the car, I turned it off, then I turned it back on, and it did work, but it was really low, struggling. Alright, we're charging. This will work like this. I just want to close the garage all the way, or this all the way. In case it rains, we won't have a disaster. Oh, it feels great to be back behind the wheel of this thing. Alright, the battery voltage is at 14 volts, so as you can see, I'm almost out of gas. So I'm just gonna go gas station right quick, pick up some Shell, of course, some V-Power, whatever it's called, the good stuff. Okay, I haven't even left, and I was backing up and I noticed the screen's not turning on, so I'm hitting the button and nothing's happening. I'm really scared to just turn off the car because, see, I'm in reverse and nothing's even happening, because I don't want it to not start. So I'm gonna just drive it around the block and then hope it come back home and then try to start it up, and if it doesn't, then I'll use my jump pack. What a pain, man. I don't know why this thing's being so unreliable. That one too, like, seriously. I mean, she didn't drive for a couple days, but come on, like, a car can't sit for like 2 or 3 days without being driven. It's brand new too. I mean, the car has 2,800 miles on it. And she didn't have anything plugged into it that would really explain the battery dying. So I don't know. Anyone got any theories? Because I checked and nothing was on. But that is really, really odd that both of ours would die like that. Really weird. And it says blind spot alert, temporary unavailable. So it's probably just because when it started, it didn't have enough power, I'm assuming. Alright, so I just got back from my around the block trip. Let me make sure the AC and everything's off. I'm gonna turn it off and then try to turn it on. Wish me luck. I'm scared. I really don't want to get out of the car and deal with this. Okay, off. Yeah! Screen's still not working though. Oh my god, are you serious? This cannot be happening. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna leave it here for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You're gonna work. You're gonna work. Recover, do your thing. That damn screen better work when I get back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I read some stuff online, a couple things to try. I don't think it's gonna work because it's not on yet. Okay, so what someone tried was the brightness settings, make sure it's not down all the way or anything. Nope. And then you can press up here to reset it, but obviously that's not gonna do anything because the screen's not even on. The AC still works, so that's a good thing to know. If your Uconnect ever breaks, your AC will still work. You just can't see what it's set at. Oh, why is it doing this? So I'm sure the charging blew some sort of fuse. Alright, I'm gonna try to find the Uconnect fuse location. I'll be right back. Okay, so looking online, I found some other people saying that they had the same problem, one with the RAM at least. Let me see if I can find, it's so hot under here. So I don't see anything there. My belt looks good. Yeah, I know it's still dirty. I'm working on it. I can try removing this. Couldn't hurt, right? I'm glad the car's starting up over and over. I don't know how many times it's going to do that because the voltage keeps dropping. Okay, maybe I'm going to try disconnecting the battery for a few minutes. And if that doesn't work, then I'll do a harder search for the Uconnect fuse and see if it's blown. Check that out. Okay, oddly enough, it looks like a different battery, which I guess is just because it's older or whatever. Like maybe any other fuse panel here. Oh, that's good. F38, oh, there's F37 radio, F38 media hub. Those are these two fuses here. That one looks fine too. All right, loosen the battery terminal. I'm gonna take this off and we're gonna leave this for a couple minutes and see what happens. Did that. Now let me just make sure everything's discharged. We don't have any capacitors or anything that are still lit. I'll just leave it for a few minutes. Come back and we'll give it a shot. See if it makes any difference. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. I'm gonna try to hook this back up and see why is it, well, it's sparking because there's a bunch of stuff active. Oh, I just saw it light up. Yeah! It's doing the old school Uconnect thing that it does every once in a while, where it doesn't give you any of your menus. But I found when it does this, you can just reboot it. Let me try rebooting it by doing this. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yay. So that's just a note to everybody. If you're charging or something like that and your Uconnect stops working, just disconnect the battery and reconnect it. I didn't think that was going to do it, but that did. Go figure. Let's go get some gas in this bad boy. The design where essentially you can't open the trunk where you need to get if the battery dies, like I don't know if there's something I'm missing. Like is there like a pull thing, something? Because that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I know it has those jumping ports in the front, but it just feels like you should be able to access the battery if it's dead without doing that. Please start up. Fired right up. And the screen is working. I'm gonna plug the taser back in. Yep, it's at 13.8 volts, so it's still down. Just plugged in the taser. And everything seems like it's working. Yeah, the screen not working, that was making me a little bit paranoid. I was like, oh my god, did the taser do it? Like, did it blow up something that the dealership's not going to pay to fix? I'm glad it was no big deal. All right, here at Shell. And look, oh my goodness, $3.19. There's all my cash going away. All right, 16 gallons, $52. Please start up. I don't know, the battery's obviously bad. I just don't get why it's bad and how my wife's car is having the exact same issue. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think this is my first tank of Shell V-Power in here. I don't drive this car very much, as you know. One of the reasons in the last few weeks is because of the battery. So hopefully that problem is fixed. So the battery I ordered is an Odyssey 1350, and that's the biggest, baddest 49 BCI 49 battery, which is the battery size that this car takes. But it's the biggest, baddest one that they have. I think it's 190 amp hours or something like that, or 100 amp hours at least, and it's a deep cycle and starting AGM battery. It's like $400, but it is like the top one. Tons of power, and I'm hoping that that will completely solve my power issues, where I can plug stuff in, maybe even run my dash cam a whole bunch, and since it's a deep cycle, I won't have to worry about anything. So let's hope that that's the case, because going out to your car and being worried that it's going to turn on, whether or not it's going to turn on, is super annoying. I'm sure for those of you that have had to deal with it, you know how bad it is. So, that's one of the reasons why I haven't been driving it, just because it kind of makes me paranoid, and because this was locked away for a bit. Is anyone else having this problem? All right, that's going to be it for now, everybody. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. When that battery comes in, we're going to get that in. And I also bought a remote mount for my V1 and a new V1 mount. So I'm going to be installing that soon. Got some LED lights for the license plate. And I got to do the side. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do for this car. It's just either been raining or the car is not working. And, so the battery was a big deal. And I really, really tried hard to look for a lithium battery. And there's just, like everybody was saying, there's no good solution that's like, under the $2,000 to $3,000 range. That's significantly better than an AGM. It's just not that much better. Not for a car starting battery, at least. But I do think using a lithium battery as the 12-volt source for dash cam is I think you can create your own little battery pack that's a lot more powerful than theirs for just a little bit more money. And that's probably what I'll be doing, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I guess I got to get the dash cam first and see what kind of power it's drawing. Then we'll go from there. So my phone's ringing. Peace.